how do I help CEOs? Being a coach to me can mean a lot of things. Some coaches are mentors. Others act like therapists. Some have never really worked a day in the business. They can hear your problems, but can they solve your problems? There's a lot of different coaching styles. There's the therapist style. I think there's the style of maybe the executive who actually can be a really good coach, but have they actually run a business? Do they really understand your pain points? And I think after working with a lot of friends and helping some friends along the way, that really appealed to me. Working side by side and helping other CEOs. There's a lot of different approaches. Again, my style, it's more problem solving. So I don't even know if a coach is the best term to be used. It's kind of an overused term. To me, I kind of think of like a strategic problem solver or a mentor, or really just, right hand, helping you along that journey of making these tough decisions when a lot of times, really there's nobody else to go to. You can go, hopefully you have some really great talent at your company, but can you really share everything that's on your mind? Sometimes you might be worried that you're sounding weak or you're giving away too many of your personal thoughts when the decision is not already made. And so that can be a difficult position to be in. So my style is really around problem solving. I have a lot of experience because fortunately, I went from a garage. I always joke around working at my parents' donut shop for 25 cents an hour, but all the way up, 0 employees, 10 employees, probably all the way up to about 100, when we count some of the team members who are in different countries along the way with my company. So that gives me a great perspective from, solving problems on the low end or with no funding, and then solving problems working with banks and ABLs and different structures like that. So I think I can relate to a lot of different CEOs and founders, and that's kind of the fun part. Think of where your pain points are: hiring and firing, supply chains, sales. Talking to the big buyers. How do you prepare for those meetings? What are the results you should expect? What are the results you should expect from your team after they come back from meetings? How do you understand accountability and think about that? How do you compare to your competitors? These questions are always running through my mind. What if there was somebody else that could kind of give you some direction and feedback and context on that? So I think that's where I come in. I always remember the book, The Goal and the Theory of Constraints. If you haven't read that book, it's an incredible book, all focused around finding where the bottleneck is at the company. That simplifies everything in business. Too many times you get so many different types of advice, so many different types of things to do. Maybe 2, 3, or 4 things are all you should be working on. That's kind of the philosophy I have, right? There's so many things you could do. Your systems need to be perfect, company culture, planning, and finances, and all of these things. But they are all important. But what is the hurdle you need to jump over right now? Everything is important, right? You have to be able to focus. So I think that's where I can help out. I can kind of take a zoomed out approach and get into the business and help out over there. So, what are the common things? Do you really have a brand? A lot of CEOs have a good product. Founder CEOs, they started with the product idea. Did they build the brand? Do they know how to build a brand? What does that really mean to them? A lot of people don't actually understand what brand means. It's simply a gut feeling of what your consumer base feels about you. So how do you develop that brand? And this isn't, for just online creators. We're talking about businesses, products, warehouses. You have so many things to worry about, but a brand is so valuable. HR issues, setting goals, product development, systems management. So many of these different things are fun for me. And so that's kind of what has drawn me to this category of working with other executives and top performers and helping them get to that, final step. And what is that final step? Where should that big, what's the big question that often isn't really talked about? And that is, you got to sell your business someday. If you don't sell it, you got to pass it on, right? So what does that mean? When you sell your business, too often it's something bad happens, or your sales decline, or something on the personal side happens and you're forced to sell. This is where you want to be prepared. You want to have a plan of action and go to market on your terms, not on somebody else's terms, so that you have the best outcome possible. And the other way to think about selling your business is, what does it really mean when somebody buys your business? It means that you have proven value. You didn't get lucky. You created something that's valuable that somebody else wants to own. And, I think that should be the aspiration of every business owner. So that kind of, my drive here, that's kind of the niche that I want to focus on, is helping business owners get to that, final point of a sale, a life-changing event. And I kind of want to focus this practice around that and have fun along the way. My focus always with business as well, it's getting real results, but I want to love it and have fun while I'm doing it. So thanks for listening.